Second Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Second Cup. I was just double and triple checking what our producer Jordan already checked today, which was making sure that we could hear us.
Oh,
Yesterday was.
Yesterday.
Yesterday was
yesterday in the
yesterday's
rearview
in the
mirror.
past.
Yeah.
A lot of signs, a lot of typing to people.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah, we're just trying to fix these problems.
Yeah, I remember that. And I said, when you guys said, "Are we on TV?" I said, "Yeah, I was supposed to."
I was like,
"Yeah."
Does Aaron know he's doing this?
Aaron did. I was just standing over there,
Yeah.
and you hear me say, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah." Grumble, grumble, grumble. We're good though.
Good morning,
things happen. You get to see our mistakes live.
Isn't that great? Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you with us. Happy Second Cup. Ed's having his hernia surgery today.
Ooh, poor guy.
He'll be okay.
Maybe, it's a lesson when he told me he was hurt himself in the gym.
Yeah.
You gotta lower the weights.
Well, I was talking to his mom the other day.
Oh, what'd she say?
Well, we were both saying he's got to make sure he takes the time to
Heal. It's tough.
because he wants to get back at it.
Oh, I know. He's like, I'll be back.
I don't think he goes less than 100% at anything.
Yeah.
Like maybe dial that back to 90 for now.
Yeah. You got to be careful. We're not getting younger. You don't need to bench or squats all that weight.
He just goes.
Then you end up where he is right now.
Yeah. So we're keeping our eye on him, wishing him the best.
Got to stretch properly too.
He'll be
big
back
guy.
next week. We're going to let him actually recover. I remember initially when he found out,
But he was texting us this morning.
But then this morning, or not this morning, when he first found out he was going to need surgery, he was telling me, he's like, I think probably I'll get it done on a Friday. I'll be back by Monday. And I was like, really? Then he spoke with the doctor who was like, actually, no, like you're going to have a recovery.
He told me, I'm like, are you sure about that rapid? Maybe unless if you're like a super professional athlete who, heals quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but no.
Yeah.
You
But
need
anyways,
a little time. Yeah.
We're wishing him the best. He'll be okay. He's going to be back not until next week. So that's where he's going to be.
Yeah.
He does, Lori, exactly. He needs to listen to his doctor and his mother, frankly.
And his Katie.
And his Katie. Yeah. These are important people to listen to. All right. We got to talk. I've got two things to talk about. I hope we can fit the last one in because I know we're going to want to talk a lot about snow.
What's the last one?
Holiday tipping.
Oh,
Because they did a big thing today on holiday tipping. Who we're tipping, how much we're tipping, and also how you can tip your Amazon driver.
I loved your Amazon driver story.
Did you do it?
Well, I can't here because I have to do it from home.
Oh.
Because I don't have any of the access.
You don't have the Amazon app on your phone.
Dude.
Oh
my phone doesn't even update. Well, it updates, but I can't go to Sabres games because my phone won't do the Ticketmaster thing. That's all right, fine. You don't want me there? I'm not gonna.
My phone won't do the Ticketmaster.
Yeah, it won't accept the.
God, you're 1,000.
Anyway, you asked, but
yes.
no.
So,
when I get home, I'm totally gonna run right to it.
Yeah, because they put like X amount of dollars aside. Last year, I found the amount. I can't remember. I don't think I found it yet this year, but they do put money aside, and we'll talk about how you can do that.
I love that. I thought it was a great story.
Yeah. Well, thank you. All right, so let's talk about the snow first because I already see people chiming in, wondering what things are going to look like here.
Well, I have the maps all set. We can walk right through
it.
Let's go. We'll start you with this morning. So right now we have rain, but later this morning that rain's going to mix with some snow across the southern tier. As the day moves along, that wintry mix will become all snow and then lake effect snow. Notice by around 7 p.m. that snow band is well organized south of Buffalo, especially Ripley, Westfield, Dunkirk, Silver Creek, up toward Concord, even stretching into Hamburg, Batavia, Warsaw. So things do happen rapidly later today as that band develops. And then watch what happens. The band will become further north. Now, this is a new model run, and that is pushing the lake band even closer to downtown Buffalo. So I do think tonight, Buffalo to say the airport, those are areas that'll be on the northern edge of the band getting in on the action. You'll get some heavier snows here in downtown Buffalo, especially South Buffalo, stretching off toward the east-northeast, right all the way over toward Batavia. And then as the day moves along, that band starts to shift further south and then back north late on Thursday. And notice it's kind of hugging the Lake Erie shoreline from, say, like I said, Ripley, Westfield, Dunkirk, Silver Creek to Brant, up into Hamburg, Eden area. Those folks all under the gun as we head into tonight, tomorrow, and early Friday. So today, drizzle and fog this morning. The snow south of Buffalo for the afternoon commute. Tomorrow, snow and blowing snow, especially for the morning commute with whiteouts at times. So whiteout conditions, winds gusting 40 to 45 miles per hour combined with the cold temperatures will put wind chills near zero. All these things you put into a giant, basket, and the superintendents are saying, ooh, wind chills near zero. Whiteout conditions last week. In some areas, didn't close school because you had the winter weather advisory. You knew that snow was moving out. Tomorrow, there are warnings issued for the area. So I do anticipate a number of schools closing on Thursday. So if you're sitting there right now watching us, your kids are at school today, and you're like, ooh, they might be home
Gotta
tomorrow.
give grandma a call. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can't stay home, giving you a heads up right now. We do have the lake effect snow warning for southern Erie, Wyoming, Chautauqua, and Cattaraugus counties, and northern Erie County and Genesee County. That one starts at 10 p.m., runs through 1 p.m. The warnings south of Buffalo start at 4 p.m. today, running through 1 p.m. on Friday. Right now, of course, the rain and drizzle and fog, but notice to our west, you see the white on the screen, that is the snow. So let's take a look. Different model, same kind of results. Later today, that lake band getting itself organized south of Buffalo, heading up toward the metro area for the morning commute on Thursday, shifting south during the day, then back north later on Thursday, then back south as we get into Thursday night and Friday, and then it fizzles out Friday afternoon as drier air moves in. Snow totals, a lot of you asking. So here we go, about 12 to 24 inches along the Chautauqua Ridge up towards Springville, 2 to 3 feet just south of Buffalo in the south towns, the highly populated south towns. Significantly lower amounts of snow along Interstate 86, southern parts of Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny counties. Ellicottville, you'll get a fair amount of snow. You're in that 6 to 12 inch range. Kissing Bridge, though, you could see 2 to 3 feet of snow. Buffalo, I have 3 to 12. South Buffalo, about a foot. North Buffalo, about 3 inches. And then that band tonight getting up toward Buffalo, stretching over toward Lancaster near the airport, all the way over toward Batavia. Winds are going to be strong, pushing this band further inland. So that's why Wyoming County and Genesee County, you folks could see anywhere from, say, 5 to 18 inches of snowfall.
Okay, so let's talk about a couple of these things people are wondering about.
Sure.
First, they asked about school closings. We think we'll see some.
We definitely will see some.
Mhm.
Maybe tonight when the superintendents are going to bed, it won't be that bad. And then they wake up, a lot of them wake up super early to check the weather.
Yeah.
And they're looking out the window and like, oh, well, I can't see across the
Right.
street. And that guy on Channel 7 saying this band is going to be over this area for quite some time. So combine that with the strong winds blowing the snow around with whiteouts and wind chills near zero. So if you have a school district that has a lot of walkers, like Buffalo, where a lot of kids are walking around and some kids take multiple buses to get to their destinations. If you're in Buffalo, have a plan for if the school were to be delayed or canceled tomorrow.
Okay, so because Scully was just asking that, and that's a good point. When you've got those walkers, you got to keep an eye out for those kids. They're not getting picked up at the end of the driveway.
No, they're not. And if the someone has snow blocking the sidewalks, now the kids are walking in the streets. You have whiteout conditions.
Yeah, no.
And it just makes for a very tough situation, especially now that the warnings are in place as opposed to weather advisories.
Danielle was wondering about West Seneca and Lackawanna, and she also had a couple questions. Number one about schools. We can talk about that, but first, let me just say she was asking about travel bans. So those are issued not by us.
Yeah,
those are issued like by the county, the state could issue different things. So we're just going to have to keep our eye out, and we will pass that along to you should we learn that.
Yeah, don't be surprised if I feel like the last one, everyone did very well with that.
Yeah.
The travel advisory kept the people off the roads, allowed the plows to do their thing. You did not see as many. Well, you heard about accidents, but there weren't as many. There weren't huge pileups.
We had big
Western
issues
New York.
on the 90 for the last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they had issues in Pennsylvania on the 90, but we were very preemptive on that. So maybe expect the same. Again, that's not our decision. So you're asking us. I'm just kind of giving you what part of what goes into the thought process as they speak to the Weather Service and everyone else. Well, I don't know who's in the back. Is it Jordan?
Jordan.
So in the producer computer, Jordan, is that winter storm severity index. If that's still up, you could show that and we could kind of talk about that.
She's probably at her desk though.
Oh, then never mind. It's in the other booth.
Yeah.
So anyway, it just shows a high impact for areas along the Lake Erie shoreline and southern and central Erie County, including places like Hamburg, Lackawanna, Eden, East Aurora. Those areas look to be the hardest hit. A lot of snow and blowing snow along the thruway with winds 40 to 50 miles per hour causing whiteouts. So, they might issue an advisory or a ban. We just have to kind of see how that plays
We'll
out.
keep our eyes out, and of course, we'll pass it along. We'll be here tomorrow morning, Aaron and I, so no worries there.
Yep.
Tracy wants to know the start time, really, she's looking for.
Okay, so it starts this afternoon south of Buffalo, and then later today after dinner time in the Northtown. So that's 3 or 4 p.m. in Amherst, Niagara Falls Boulevard area. You'll be in the mid to upper 30s, maybe some scattered rain and snow showers. So on the windshield, some rain and maybe some of those wet flakes, but nothing of significance there in Amherst at 3 or 4 p.m.
A couple people were asking about, I have a vested interest in this, North versus South Buffalo, because some people are saying, hey, South Buffalo is getting hit again here.
Yes.
And so they could get up to a foot.
Yes, so you can see right there on the screen by Buffalo, I have 3 to 12 inches, 12 being the South Buffalo folks, possibly more if the band stays over your area, for a longer period of time. We're talking snow rates here, 2 to 3 inches per hour. And so if the band's over your house for 4 hours, that's a quick foot of snow. Maybe it stays for 6 hours. Now you're at 18 inches.
Foot of snow.
Well, I'm just the messenger. So,
Oh,
and we're doing the best we can. So very similar to last time where South Buffalo did pick up about a foot and North Buffalo did not get much. We could see that. But I do think downtown where we are, we'll actually have, 4 to 6 inches of accumulation.
Peter says, Aaron asking for a friend, how would the weather look coming back from Pittsburgh? Leaving Pittsburgh around 10:30 or 11. So I'm assuming he means tonight, leaving around 10:30, 11. I don't think it's looking very good for you.
No, I mean, it would be
Spend
worse.
another day.
Yeah, it'll be worse spend 2 days because
Spend 2 more days.
Thursday will be worse than tonight. But tonight is when the band gets going. And temperature tomorrow will be a lot more slippery because of the whole, tomorrow we're in the 20s. At least tonight, you're still in the low 30s. Oh, there's the winter storm severity index. So Jordan, if you can hit the little plus button, zoom into Western New York, the colors on the screen. So the red and purple indicating the higher impacts. I believe purple is extreme impact. There we go. You go right over Buffalo. And I can't read it from this far away.
Nobody can.
Yeah. Okay.
Jordan, does it go in further? Keep in mind, Aaron.
It goes
Aaron
further.
and I are much older than you.
Yeah, it goes further in. And so Dunkirk, Ripley,
There we go.
Silver
She's the
Creek,
best. Okay.
those areas in red with a major impact. So travel will be extremely difficult. And in the purple, if you want to zoom into that area, I believe that would be Eden. Hamburg is in there. There you go. North Boston, places like Brant and Lakeview, where you're going to pick up perhaps 2 to 3 feet of snow, and travel in those areas extremely difficult, if not next to impossible at times. So I think areas shaded in red and purple, if you have a school district in there, say from Warsaw to Attica, that includes, stop moving it because you're going to make me.
Aaron has vertigo, so just hold it. Yeah.
That's good. Pick a spot. We're good right there. Oof. So where were we? Dunkirk, Ripley, Eden, those areas, Lackawanna. Now Buffalo, because South Buffalo is in there, does include the whole district.
Okay.
So if South Buffalo has a foot of snow and you
Right.
can't see anything,
Yeah.
and North Buffalo, you're like, oh, it's fine. You're still, school would be canceled.
Right. Okay. So Peter also said, because we had answered his question, whoopsie, sorry. He said he was a friend. He says, thank you, Aaron. I always listen to Aaron so nobody gets hurt.
Oh,
So
you're
that was
welcome.
nice. Thank you, Peter. Let's see here. Sarah said, before I moved to Hamburg, I had no idea it was like the worst weather of Western New York. There is
Oh.
such a big difference between the South towns and the North towns.
Yeah, so like Sarah, I don't know where you moved from, but you moved from the North towns and up north, like Niagara and Orleans counties, you'll get maybe 1 to 3 inches
How
of
about
snow.
Northwest Genesee County?
Okay, so like Oakfield, Alabama area, that area is right kind of on the fringe of that 6 to 10. So like Batavia could see travel along the thruway would be tough. Northwest Genesee County, you're still in that 6 to 10 inch range. Southwest Genesee County, say like Darien, they will have more.
How about Perry and Silver Springs?
Oh, areas I love. They have I do some races out there. Beautiful bike riding areas. Perry, Wyoming County. So also about this band is going to stretch into Wyoming County because the winds are so strong. So you folks will also be in that 12 to 18 inch range. So a lot of hills out there, which Perry makes for difficult driving for the buses and the kids. Populations that are highly bused will have some issues too. And of course, the walking ones as well. Tonawanda. Now, Tonawanda is interesting, Catherine, because tonight the band is going to get close to Buffalo, stretching over toward the airport. Tonawanda will be on the northern edge of the band overnight. With lake effect snow, sometimes it does go, further north or south than we think. Now, most models are keeping the band near South Buffalo, which is why I'm pushing the band a little further northward, because they tend to just have it go south. But one of the models is starting to push the band even further northward. So Tonawanda, I think you'll have school tomorrow, but you're going to want to watch tomorrow morning if that band is in Tonawanda or not.
Okay. Somebody else was asking about downtown Buffalo. We kind of hit that. We're thinking a few inches downtown.
Yeah, I think in overnights, you're going to see some snow pile up pretty quickly as that band settles over the downtown area for a couple of hours after midnight toward the morning commute. So I think the morning commute is going to be extremely slow on Thursday.
Yeah.
The 33, we saw it the other day, the 90, remember that? That jackknife tractor trailer. So, I mean, conditions, we're telling you now, again, we're not trying to scare you, we're just letting you know. Tomorrow morning, that commute, especially from Buffalo to the airport southward, 400, the 90, the 190 south, along the lake, it's going to be real snow covered and slick.
Michelle, absolutely, Cheektowaga is included here. He was just mentioning, the airport. And what are we thinking in Cheektowaga by the end of it all?
By the end of it all, South Cheektowaga will have higher amounts, maybe 20 inches.
It's one of those South Buffalo, North Buffalo things,
north
right?
Probably in that 8 to 10 inch range.
Yeah. Okay.
So it depends on where you are in Cheektowaga, but by the airport, you're going to get snow.
West Seneca too.
Yeah, West Seneca is more in the bullseye. West Seneca southward, that area of, say, south central Erie County. That's that 2 to 3 foot area. Boston, Eden, Hamburg, those areas.
Let's bring in somebody who's looking on the bright side of things. Catherine Nicole. I'm sick of the muddy dog paws. I'll take the snow. I'm with you, Catherine. Because I've had some muddy dog paws the past few days.
I bet. And Bandit is a big dog.
Bandit is a big dog. And Katie bending over these days is not a good combination. So I'm like, oh my God, we just stay still so I can pick your feet up.
Does he jump up and
barely get over?
Does he say hi to the baby? Is he looking for kicks yet?
He's looking for snacks 24/7. That's Bandit. And some snuggles. He gets so excited when you come home.
Snacks and snuggles.
Snacks and snuggles.
That sounds about right.
Those are the boys in my life. They have snacks and snuggles.
That sounds perfect.
So let's see here. Lynn wanted to know about NT.
Thursday evening in NT. So you know what? It should be fine in North Tonawanda Thursday evening. During the day on Thursday, North Tonawanda, that band may clip you a little bit, but not really a big Niagara County and Orleans County event. Southern parts of Niagara County and southern parts of Orleans County, you folks, like in North Tonawanda, have the chance to get a little snow, but nothing too significant.
Michelle saying thank you. She appreciates your information.
Oh, you're very welcome,
Victoria had one that I haven't heard. Colden.
Oh, okay. Colden, one in that 1 to 3 foot range. So yeah, along 16 tomorrow.
That's just a lot of stuff. I know that we live here. I know it's like effect. I get it. It is what it is. But you hear 1 to 3 feet, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
That's a heavy hit.
That's why I got the little snowblower.
Because I was going to say, because even if you've got a snowblower, and let me be clear, I'm not the one doing this most of the time. Paul doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
Paul's like, you can put the heavy machinery down. Yeah. But
please.
2 feet of snow, barely, your snow blower is only so high.
I know you're going to have to keep up with it. It's going to be difficult to keep up with too, especially with those winds and those north-south roads. I'm glad you asked about Colden and Springville. Springville, you're in that 12 to 24 inch range. As travel along the 219 or Route 16 will be extremely difficult. You have the westerly wind, some of those roads you're traveling, and then they become very open very quickly. Okay. They can go from clear to snow-covered rapidly, and you could go from, hey, I can see to I can't see a thing
Right.
on those roads during the day on Thursday. So
Well-
just want to give you the heads up on that.
Sarah says, thank you, Aaron. You're always so helpful and trustworthy.
Oh, thanks, Sarah.
Lockport, really not going to get hit in this one. I
No.
wouldn't worry about that, Carrie.
Yeah, Lockport. I mean,
Lancaster-
Pendleton. Maybe if you're going from Lockport southbound along Transit to say like Swarmville,
Yeah.
you might hit some snow tomorrow morning. But yeah, the winds would really have to shift to push it up to Lancaster.
Judy, we mentioned Lancaster,
Yeah.
Lockport. Judy, I said Lancaster, you said Lancaster, that, and we just got,
Okay,
never mind. You've been
a lot of numbers going
I know.
around. Yeah,
Lancaster, yes, and there was a difference between north and south.
yeah.
as
South
always.
Lancaster, you'll have perhaps 20 inches, and Lancaster's in that 10 to 20 inch range.
And then Michelle, wait, somebody had one. Susan had Grand Island.
Oh, south part of Grand. Now that's interesting too, because South Grand Island will have more snow than say North Grand Island. I would put you on the 3 to 6 inch range, Susan. The lower amounts in Northern Grand Island.
Okay, I'm
but
gonna bring in-
again,
oops,
it's
sorry.
the wind. I'm sorry. I just want to emphasize the fact the winds will be so strong. With the snow is going to be light and fluffy. The initial snow will not, because temperatures are
Yeah.
closer to the freezing mark. But tomorrow, with temperatures in the low to mid 20s, that snow is going to be. It won't be as high moisture content, so it's going to be fluffier. And when you have winds of 45 miles per hour, snow is going to fly around. So I really, even if you only have 3 to 6 inches of snow, could experience near whiteout conditions at times too.
I always, on days like this, because there's a couple different ways I can get to the station from my house, and I'm in North Buffalo, so really not too bad there. But when Aaron's saying like, a few inches of snow plus the winds, I always try to take the path that makes the most sense. So I would like try to go by that. Like, I'm not going to, if the highway looks like it's been plowed, I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But sometimes I try to just go down like some of those main streets where
Yeah.
you're under lights, you know where the landmarks and intersections are.
Yes, you have a much better idea of like
Yeah.
where they are. And, they're generally tend to be a little more clear too,
Yeah.
because they're not as much.
James, I want to bring in your comment here because James was texting me earlier this morning. He says it's going to be tough being a mail carrier if people don't clean their stairs. So just keep in mind tomorrow, we do have people who are going to be out and working. I mean, this is a busy time of year when it comes to like mail deliveries, package deliveries.
Yeah, well, you were talking about your Amazon. We could segue to that
Yeah, I
with
was
the
gonna say,
tipping.
so
It's just perfect timing.
Think of people like James. You know what I mean?
It's tough, James. I feel for you,
Yeah.
especially with the snow coming down. Like someone who, like, I deal with a lot of court issues when
Yeah.
weather's involved. So I put so much salt down on my like driveway and stairs. But tomorrow you won't
I
be
bet
able.
you do.
Trust me. A lot of people slip and fall, and then I get a call. I think somebody else uses that.
Yeah,
at
that's
any,
not your
at any
line.
rate, but so it's difficult tomorrow, James. I feel for you because like you just can't keep up tomorrow. So
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be okay.
Robert also says keep all the vents to the house clear.
Yeah, especially in those south towns. At central and southern Erie County, you're going to be under the gun. You will be measuring snow in feet, and with drifting, we could see several feet of snow in some spots, and you want to keep everything clear.
Yeah.
So thank you for that update, Robert.
All right, let's hit my holiday tipping story really quick. Tomorrow, Aaron and I will be here also. So feel free, watch us
Yep.
in the morning. We do this at 5:15 every morning. So if you want to get up and ask a question, then we're happy
And I
to
think
answer it.
this is gonna be a lot of our show tomorrow.
I think we're
That's
going to
fine.
extend things tomorrow. I mean, listen, I don't make the decisions around here by any means for good reason.
Thankfully, I don't either, because it would be all bills, savers,
Yeah,
and Bitcoin.
right. But we will keep you updated tomorrow. I promise, and we'll be able to do what we can for you. James says, thank you, taking the time to answer his questions. You are so welcome. All right, really quick, when we talk about holiday tipping, I did this story today. So I just want to show you how you
Walk
can
me through
tip
this
your
again.
Amazon driver. Okay, so watch this. You go into your Amazon app or on your computer.
Yeah.
Type in thank my driver and click that. You're going to get this thing right up at the top here. See, it says thank my driver. If you tap that, it's going to take you through this little process, and it sends $5 to
That's
the
awesome.
last driver who delivered a package at your house. And
Okay.
Amazon pays for it, not you.
That is so cool. So I will get on that today.
Isn't that great? I
I
thought, you know
love
what?
that.
It's
It
no
says for a
cost to
limited
you.
period, so don't wait.
So they put aside like a specific amount of money. So if you can tip $5 to the guy who's like, if you got a lot of packages you're getting delivered
And
this
it's
time
out
of
of
year,
Amazon's money, right?
out of their money.
Lord knows.
No cost to you.
They have enough. They could give $5 to these drivers. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I thought that maybe that might help some of us as we're doing our
It's
holiday
tough because you
tipping.
don't really you don't see the driver. All
I
of a sudden
know,
you
I
open
know.
your door and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And here's this,
Or you get a picture alert like, oh, your picture,
yeah.
your package is delivered.
poor,
Yeah.
like girl or guy carrying stuff in
Yeah.
this weather, you know?
I
Oh,
know.
man.
People like James. Hey, and also I am going to put up an article that I'm working on right now. It kind of gives an idea of who we're tipping this time of year and how much. I'll give you just a quick idea. Housekeepers, childcare providers, those kind of people. This is an average, okay, across the country. People are tipping about $50, like your childcare providers. You know, maybe you've got like a babysitter who comes on a regular basis,
Yeah.
things like that. Teachers, they said they're spending about $25 on gifts for teachers. Mail carriers, about $20. In theory, like according to their rules, they can't accept cash and gift cards, but
Yeah.
they can accept gifts up to like $20. So just keep some of this stuff in mind. I'm putting up a web story on this so you can check it out.
I'm looking forward to it.
Very good. And we'll chat more about this. I'd love to hear who you're tipping, how much you're tipping, what kind of stuff you give as gifts. Throw that in the comment because I love. Yep, Jeanette, that's another one I added in there. Hairdresser. Yep, Danielle, groomer, smart.
Do you think our boss will give us ice caps tomorrow as a tip for being here all day?
If
and
he's
night?
watching, you might have just triggered something in his little mind.
We'll see.
Very good, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We're back tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll be tracking this storm for you. Stay
yeah.
safe,
Stay
have everything
safe.
you need, and take care. We'll see you tomorrow.